Did you know that one of the best ways to increase the quality of your content overall is to increase the audio quality? How you doing, everybody? My name is Jeremy Gray, and in today's video, I want to show you how to go from sounding like your audio came straight out of the camera to sounding a bit more professional. And make sure you stick around to the end so I can show you my quick tip to edit audio in post-production to sound a lot better. Let's get into it. So when you think of better audio, what's the first thing that pops in your head? Probably a microphone, right? And the microphone in question today is the FiFine K678 USB mic. This mic is meant to compete directly with bigger name brands such as Blue Yeti, and honestly, I don't really see much of a difference on paper besides the price point. The FiFine is around $85 right now USD, while the Blue Yeti sits around $170. So it's a pretty big difference if you're a beginner starting out or if you're on a tight budget. Now, a bit of housekeeping, FiFine did reach out to me and asked to send me this mic to review, but they are in no way paying me to say anything good about this mic. This will be a totally unbiased review. Also, I'm not an audio expert. I'm simply a YouTube content creator looking for good solutions for stuff like audio. And if you're interested in this product, there will be an affiliate link down in the description. All right, so we've got the box here for the mic. Very nice packaging. So why don't we go ahead and open this thing up?
So at face value, you get a very nice packaging. You get this cute little smiley face that they use in their logo. All right, let's flip it up. Open up this top, and I do want to say this is a very well put together box. It's very sturdy and high quality. Open up the box, and we find their social media card and a nice little thank you. Thanks, FiFine, appreciate that. You get the K678 user guide in case you don't know what you're doing. I'm definitely gonna breeze through this a little bit. And then it looks like we pull up this top layer of protective foam, and look at that. That's perfectly cut out to fit the product, which is nice. And then speaking of that, you get the product perfectly placed into protective foam, which I really appreciate. This looks really well packaged and really well done. Thumbs up to FiFine for that. So let's go ahead and pull out the mic. This is the K678 microphone. Really nice build quality. First impressions are that it's very heavy, which leads me to believe that it's a good build quality in simple terms. But regardless, I don't need something like this to be lightweight. It's gonna live in an office or a studio, so the weight is actually very nice. And it's got this built-in stand, so you can put it right on your table, so it's ready to go. And what you'll find next in the box is this adapter. And what this adapter is for is to screw right into the mic on the bottom here. In case you'd rather use a boom arm than the built-in mic stand, you would just screw this in. Otherwise, you can use a typical tripod plate on the bottom of this. And last but not least, you have this box, which I can only assume contains a mini USB, which it does. It's a 6.5 foot mini USB cable. It's FiFine etched on it. That's very nice. That is definitely more than enough length for me. Oh, that's really nice actually. It's got FiFine etched on the USB as well. So yeah, really seems like a pretty high quality USB. And I'm glad they supplied this.
Now, the cool thing about this mic, like I mentioned earlier, is that it's a USB mic, which means that it's a plug-and-play mic, as they like to say. And basically what that means is that you could just plug it into your computer, whether it's a MacBook or a PC, and just get going with it. And that is something that I really appreciate, because like I mentioned, I'm no expert in this field, so to just be able to like plug it in and get going, that's more than I could ever ask for. Awesome. So I'm going to do just that. I'm going to plug the mic in right now and we're going to switch over to that audio. So let's do it. All right, so we've got the FiFine K678 hooked up now, and I bet the audio sounds much better. Let me know down in the comments what you think. If you can hear a substantial difference between the FiFine and the Rode Video Micro that I was using earlier. All right, so let's go over the controls on this mic for just a second. If you look at the front of the mic, you're going to find the mute button, and if it's illuminated green, that means you're good to go. It's listening to you, it's recording, it's picking up your voice. And if it's red, that means it's muted. Simple enough, right? If you turn it around here, you'll find the gain knob on the top. You can turn that to the plus or the minus to make the gain louder, or the mic sensitivity, whatever you want to say. And right beneath that is the headphone control, which will control the volume that you're hearing in your headphones if you decide to monitor your audio with headphones. On the bottom side, you'll find the mini USB port, which is used to power the thing. Right in the middle is that screw, so you can put in the adapter to hold the boom arm, or you can put in a regular tripod plate. It's a standard screw size if you want to do that instead. And right next to that is where you plug in your standard headphones. And that's it. That's as simple as the controls get on this microphone. Now, I have this mic set to 50% gain, and I'm about, I don't know, 5-6 inches away from it. It's pretty much right in front of my face. It's right here, so that's why I have it at 50. And from what I could hear from monitoring it before I started recording this clip, it sounded really, really good. And keep in mind, I'm not gonna tweak any of this audio because if you're not familiar with audio and you don't know how to edit audio yet, so this is exactly what you're gonna get out of the box. This is what you're gonna hear if you just plug it in, set it to 50% from about 6 inches away from you. You can mess with the gain a little bit, but with no post-production on the audio clip, this is it. So now let's do a gain test. I'm gonna go all the way down to 10% because 0 is, we're not gonna start at 0. We're gonna start at 10 and we're gonna see what it sounds like. I'm not gonna move the mic at all, going all the way from 10 or all the way down from 10 up to 100%. Let's do it. All right, I'd say the mic is about 10% gain right now. Can you even hear me? I don't know. Can you hear me? How does it sound? Do I sound distant? I don't know. All right, 25% gain. Probably a difference from 10%, but I'm probably not quite as loud yet, especially since there's no post-production on this clip where I'm making myself louder. And we're back at 50% gain, which is what I think I would use the most because this is probably how I would use this mic. I'd have it right in front of my face while I was recording videos. This is 75% gain. Now you're probably getting a lot more white noise now. Like I said, I've got fans on in the background. I've got my dogs laying here breathing heavy and making some weird noises. He's twitching his leg a little bit, probably having a dream about chasing a squirrel. Anyway, probably a lot of white noise going on. So let's go right to 100 and see how much white noise we get there. So this is 100% gain. I mean, there's going to be a lot of white noise. You're going to hear a lot of stuff going on. It's just not going to sound great, especially in post-production. You're much better off figuring out the sweet spot for where you have the mic set up. And for me right now, that is 50%, so I'm going to bring it back down there. All right, I'm back at that sweet spot at 50%. Whew. So I do want to go over kind of what I'm doing right now. I've got the FiFine mic plugged into my computer, and I'm recording directly into Premiere Pro. And basically what I'm going to do is sync up the FiFine's audio that I'm recording currently with the audio coming out of the Rode Video Micro on the Canon, and then ditch the Rode Video Micro audio and keep the FiFine. But that's a whole separate video. It's a really simple thing to do though. So if you're curious, this mic records at 16-bit with 48,000 hertz. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. It's basically the standard for this type of microphone, and it's definitely more than enough power to make YouTube content or to stream video games, whatever you want to do. Or if you want to make ASMR videos, but I'm not going to do that. So let's go ahead and talk about who this mic could be for. I think this mic would be perfect for a beginner just starting out who's maybe on a budget, or they want a high quality product for not such a high price. This could be for somebody looking to really up their audio game and stop using the Rode Video Micro in their house if they're recording videos in a home studio and they want to get a much better audio sound. Or simply someone who doesn't feel like buying into the big brand names and wants to keep it simple, because with all the money you save buying this mic, you can go ahead and invest it back into buying, say, a boom arm and a pop filter and anything else that you might want for this mic. And who is this mic not for? Well, the absolute perfectionist and professional. If you're a singer or a musician and you need something just spectacular, blowing your mind, I have no idea, but this probably isn't the mic for you. But that being said, I think it's a great mic. So I've said a lot of good things, so I guess I could try to say some bad things about it, right? Again, FiFine's not paying me to say anything good. I really like this mic, and I'm a simple person, and this just gets it done right now for me. Like I mentioned earlier, I do wish that it was USB-C and not a mini USB. For me personally, a lot of my devices are using USB-C. My phone, my cameras, my light that I'm using right now, my drone, the list is endless. USB-C is kind of the way of the future in my eyes, and I feel like a lot of people feel the same. I'm not sure the logistics behind using a mini USB. Maybe there's something I don't know about, and maybe future models of microphones will have a USB-C, and I won't have to complain, but I'm not really complaining because they supply the mini USB wire with it, and it's a really well-built wire. It's really sturdy feeling. And some people, not myself, would prefer this to have more settings for how it would pick up sound. This is a Cardioid Pickup, and basically it's just going to pick up what's in front of you, not anything around. And for me, that's perfect because I'm going to use it for stuff like this, making content at home. If I do any kind of documentaries that I have going on in my head, because I've just got a lot going on up here, I would use this mic, and I don't need to pick up everything else. I much prefer just to pick up what's right in front of me. And just to show you an example, if I pick up the mic and turn it around, you probably can't hear a word I'm saying right now. I have no idea if you can or not. Let me know if you can. That's But basically what I was saying, if you couldn't hear me, was that you couldn't hear anything I was saying because I was speaking to the back of the mic. Alright, so since you made it this far in the video, as promised, here's my quick tip to get better at editing your audio in post-production. This is gonna make it sound a lot nicer, so let's do that real quick. Alright, so this is my quick tip to make your audio sound better pretty much instantly. So over here, I'm in Premiere Pro. It's just the software that I use. I'm sure it works in Final Cut and everything as well. But I'm in Premiere Pro, I've got my clip here. This is just a clip of me talking outside for one of my videos. So I've gone ahead and selected just a small portion of it for this example. I'm gonna drag it over to my timeline, right there. And I'm gonna drag a second one of the same thing, just so you could hear the difference. I'm gonna put it right next to it, alright? So then next we want to go to our effects tab, which is right in here, or you can click up here, whichever you prefer. Go into the search bar, type in denoise, really simple. You just drag the denoise over onto the audio clip. I'm going to only select the first one for the example. And then once it's on there, I like to go into the effect controls, scroll on down to the individual parameters, drop down to the amount. 40% is way too much in my opinion, so I like to drop it down to about 20%. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and switch this over here. Put this one first and this one second. So this is going to be without the denoise, and then after will be with home, because your routine might consist of waking up and going to get your cup of coffee before you go to the office, or home, because your routine might consist of waking up and going to get your cup of coffee before you go to the office, or so yeah, that's just a very quick tip. I think it sounds a lot better. It gets rid of a lot of that white noise in the background, and to me that's very, very helpful. Now I'm going to go ahead and edit the audio from this mic, how I edit most of my audio. I don't want to say all, just most, depends where I'm filming. So I'm going to go ahead and, does it sound different? Yeah, right, it sounds better. It's some tweaks that I do here and there, and this is what this mic is capable of. It's capable of sounding really, really good. All right, everybody, so that's it. That's the FiFine K678 microphone. I want to thank FiFine again for sending this mic out. Really appreciate it. It's a great product. I'm really enjoying using it, and I think it's a great mic for anyone looking to up their audio game. I could totally see myself buying a second one of these units in the future for future projects like documentaries or interviews or anything along those lines. It's a really great mic, and I'm really enjoying using it. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe. It is at no extra charge to you. And if you're interested in any of the gear that I use in this video, such as the FiFine mic, or the Canon EOS M50, or the lens that I'm using, or even the light that I'm using on my camera, go ahead in the description. There's Amazon affiliate links. Those will bring you over to Amazon. If you purchase anything, I get a small commission at no extra charge to you. That just helps me keep making videos to help you. I hope I see you all in the next one. It's midnight. I'm going to go to sleep. Bye.